Hey, good afternoon. It's Bob from Trade Genius. I hope you guys had a great, great Thanksgiving, and we finally got some clear weather. Although it's getting cold here in Southern California, so I thought I'd do an outdoor video here before we get our next bout of weather coming our way. But what prompted me to do this video today was, and I titled it, "The True Heart of a Leftist." We talked about this before, that people have been looking at elections and politics as between the right and the left, Democrat, Republican, but there's actually a more insidious cancer that has grown in our country, and that's really the rise of what I would call the leftists. These are the progressives, these are the communists, and some really, really interesting things have happened. And two things that just jumped out at me that blew me away was the when Castro died, and the left came out and praised this man for his great accomplishments. And this man was no more than a thug. He took over a situation where he removed a dictator from power, and he installed himself as a dictator in power. But since he used all the right words, for some reason he was then lauded as some sort of hero. And really what the left really worships is that they want to have a cadre of people that really control everybody else. And they don't really care. There's an old phrase saying that some people would rather be the king over a shit pile, because as long as they're the king. And that's why I classify these people. They don't really care about you as long as they can control you. They don't care about your well-being, economic well-being, political well-being. Oh, well, they do care about that, because if you disagree with them, they kill you. And then what really drove it home was this thing with Carrier. When Trump announced that he was going to become president, he's going to save those jobs, Obama laughed at him and said, "Good luck with that." Yet Obama did nothing. And why did he do nothing? Because he really is not a Democrat. The way I define a Democrat, I grew up in a Democrat home, is that you cared for, you wanted solid middle class, good paying jobs where your kids can enjoy sports, maybe a summer vacation for the family, be able to attend university, and go ahead and have a life that's better than your parents. Obama's not that. He and his ilk, which is now basically what's left of the Democratic Party, the power people, is that they would rather those people lose their job, hate the company, and become more dependent on them in terms of their desire to run the world. It's not run the country, it's really run the world. Hillary betrayed that in some of her comments. Thank God for WikiLeaks. And these people just continuously lie and lie and lie. I mean, if you're African American, look at the lie you've been sold, okay? And look at the union guys who are told about globalism. Look at the lie they've been told. And now there's all this climate change garbage, and we have no climate, actually hasn't even changed, which is hilarious. Hasn't gotten warmer or colder, and now it's starting to roll over because of the sun. And that's going to prove out to be another falsehood. And so, I think I just can't say this enough. These people do not have your well-being at heart. I mean, ironically, Trump's going to be a better Democrat than any of the Democrats that we've had probably since Kennedy. And he basically hacked the Republican Party during the primary season, and he hacked the Democratic Party during the election season. And he's an economic centrist, and I think he's going to be. I think people are going to be really happy. Today, the United Steelworkers Union, no friend of Republicans, sent him a thank you letter. But you guys had in the Democratic Party all the power in the world. Did you sit down with Carrier? No, because you didn't want them to succeed. You killed the coal industry. You're trying to kill the oil industry. You enslaved everybody into a healthcare system. These are the kind of things that, I want people to really start thinking about. This really has nothing to do with you can raise your tax or lower your taxes. I mean, look here in California. They chase the chicken farmers away. Our eggs have to come from other states or they're just outrageously expensive. And now they're going to chase the dairy industry away. They're going to regulate cow emissions of methane. I mean, seriously, does the methane not come over California? All they're going to do, we're still all going to drink the same amount of dairy. We're all going to still eat the same amount of cheese and ice cream, and so all those cows are going to go somewhere else, and they're still going to belch out the methane. I mean, this is the idiocy that is imposed on us and told to us that these are these very, very deep thinking people. I mean, I'll give you another example. China. They talked about China was lecturing us on the global warming and us getting on the Paris deal. They're turning around. They're building more coal plants than we're opening up Starbucks. Okay. Do you think for a minute that they're going to let their economic well-being suffer from some silly piece of paper, some treaty, but they'll bind us to it, knowing that once we're stuck with it, the judicial system in this country will hold our feet to the fire and destroy us. So Trump's not wrong there. He knew, and he knows that the whole thing's a ploy to deindustrialize our country. Globalists can have some sort of a control over us. So anyway, it's really interesting. I mean, sit down and think about it. Here's the people praising Castro. Here's the people indifferent to the carrier employees. And these are the people that almost won the election. Pretty scary. I'm so thankful that they lost. Have a great day. Bye-bye.